Hey there, SGI Goddesses, AmyK here. And I have this incredible perspective shift that I want to share with you. So I got this from my friend Jenny. She gets full credit for this. Have you ever been in one of those transition moments that you're like trying to hurry through because it's a little uncomfortable or agitating? Maybe it's anxiety inducing. Maybe it's just downright stressful or even scary. So I get it. We want to race our way through. The only catch to this is if we go too quickly, we'll either end right back where we started with a slightly different flavor profile, or we'll end up someplace worse. So I was chatting about this with her and she said, but what if we looked at it as the sweet spot between being no longer interested in, or no longer excited by, or no longer in love with, but we're not yet in the new possibility. So you're in this space between the no longer and the not yet. And I was like, that's beautiful. That's fabulous. So I'm sharing it with you. So if you think about it, maybe you're no longer in love with your job, or you're no longer in love with where you're living, or you're just no longer in love with how you're showing up, and you're a little bit on your own last nerve. And so if you're in that space between the no longer and the not yet, instead of racing through it, what if you took a deep breath, dropped your shoulders, gave yourself some grace, and said, I'm going to reflect, evaluate, and predict my way into co-creating a whole lot more fabulous future. And I don't know, that just sort of lit me up. So instead of being irritated by being in transition, just consider it to be the sweet spot between the no longer and the not yet. And by the way, if having these types of conversations is something that intrigues you, I'd really like to invite you to check out my retreat, August 3rd through 6th, because we're going to be talking about this fabulous not yet and how to create it in this brilliant, radiant way through energetics. So if you are growing a business, if you are trying to scale your sales, if you are looking to advance your career, deepen your relationships, if you are no longer interested in the nonsense, but you're not yet fully aware of how to embody a whole new brilliant you at a level of energetics that just goes out and lights you up and lights up the world, then again, I invite you to check it out. So from my heart to yours, remember, it's just being in the sweet spot between the no longer and the not yet. Hugs!